We're trying Restream out today. It's a hell of a lot easier to set up, but there's still some shit we gotta do. I don't know how the audio is gonna be. All right, guys, what's going on? Yo, 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 yo. It's Tusk Talk Fridays. Feels a bit different this time because of the holidays. We had to do it a little bit earlier, which is fine. I'm happy to do it. I hope everybody's enjoying some time with their family. Um, we had to do it a little bit earlier today because of stuff with my family, but doesn't mean we can miss Tusk Talk Fridays. And look, I can do this thing where I can show their comments on the screen. Shout out Restream.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, so welcome everybody. We're trying something out a little bit different. I'm using a new streaming software to try and simplify it. I may go back. I don't know yet. Just trying some different things to see what comes up, and hopefully it works out a little bit easier for me. Yeah, so hope everybody's doing well. There's not a lot to report on yet. This week has been kind of a wait and see game. I do have a meeting to pay and complete with the designer this week for Glacier. We start Monday, so you should start seeing branding and the Discord open up this coming week. As soon as I get the logo that I'm happy with, we'll update the landing page. Me and Jumpman will update the landing page, and then we'll launch Glacier Discord. Yeah, so that's a pretty big step because a lot of the things that have stalled us right now for advertising and get brand recognition out was that I wasn't comfortable with a logo yet. Doing my own logo, and I just couldn't get the right look. I have the Twitter account and everything. I don't have the right look that I want for the logo. And this designer is the one that designed our Frozen Walrus webpage, and I really wanted that level of professionalism going into Glacier. So everything's kind of been pushed back for that right now. I do have a meeting with Mark, which we are I'm just gonna lay out like everything that's going on. So with Mark, he's given me a month and a half from last week to get the contracts ready. We also have to work with front end integration, but the most recent thing that we're going to be doing is going through all like 55 contracts and mapping them out to see which one attaches to which. And that takes some effort because these contracts are pretty beastly. Because what we're going to be doing is, from my point of view, is to look at all the contracts, see how they map together, and then look at to where we want to add our new features and implement like optimization for the current features that are in there. And we're doing that via Owen and Mark. They have some arbitrage bot ideas for some of the pairings. We have, it's a big task to look at all these contracts and pretty much reverse engineer them. But we want to do it because it's essential in making sure that Glacier is understood by the team, and that means me specifically. I need to make sure that I understand it in and out, and the best way to do that is map out all of these contracts and see which one does what, so that I have a good picture of of the entirety of the project. And then whenever we're looking to launch new features, then I know exactly which contracts they're going to interact with. And maybe that's not important to some because I'm just a project lead. I'm not the developer. But to me, it's very important that I am producing products that I understand in depth, so that I'm able to release content, because I think one of my strong suits is being able to break down difficult things in this space and bring them down to layman terms so that everybody can understand them. And that's important for you all, and it's important for me, because I don't really like launching projects that I don't understand, and it's just important. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. And once we get the things, the features going on, then we'll start working on the docs and kind of tidying them up so that you all can see the full scale approach of Glacier. And then, we're going to continue pushing for VCs. I am accepting money. We haven't accepted any yet because there's been so much. There's so many spider webs to this that there's like 15 different categories of things that I have to get moving all at the same time, and it can be a lot. So, it's a difficult task, but I love it. I'm enjoying it. I've been a little burnt out this week. But there's not been a lot that can go on Glacier. But for me, the important thing and the important thing that I'm on is Glacier, 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 and making sure that I'm doing everything I can to make it as big as it can be. So it takes time and effort, which we're putting in. So some of it's just a waiting game, and it feels terrible to me, because sometimes I'll wake up and I'm not doing much, and then I get into that feeling that I'm not doing enough. But realistically, there's nothing to do until certain points are done, similar to like the landing page and the logo. Until I get that, then I can't really push the Twitter. I can't really push the Discord. I can't really push the branding. So I have to wait for that. And then if I don't have a full understanding of the contracts, then I can't get a good timeline. I can't properly manage all the people that are under me so that we can push it. So these are two very essential things that we've kind of been waiting on. And it's just a waiting game of getting a bunch of people in line. So, thank you, Doran, for saying that. It's very nice. And you said, what's your BTC bottom guess? Honestly, this sideways action we're getting. I'm no TA expert, by the way, but I have been trading a little bit. I actually don't know where it's going to go. I think 16.7 on a daily close was supposed to be a big point of like prop up. Some people were saying like a little over 17, and we could get a trend reversal. So right now, everybody's kind of just waiting. The FOMC meeting, the minutes came out. They looked. Everybody seemed to think they were bullish at first, but I actually see it as just a non-event. It just means that they're going to be extending how long they're going to keep us in this. Even a 50 point hike for longer is kind of shitty. So inflation is not going anywhere, but who knows what BTC does. I think that our bottom technically was like 12 or 13K, but we haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's going to fall short there or not. But everything's a guess in the market. Nobody really knows, and the entire market is low liquid, and it's getting propelled by futures. So it's just a bunch of people gambling. Yeah, so that's Glacier. Been a big task, and it's been fun to kind of launch a project this serious and this big, and trying to get all the pieces together and learning the ins and outs of it, and making it something that I'm really proud of. So as far as Frozen Walrus, we do have a competition for X Walrus that ends on Monday for 2 Hydro Well NFTs. If you haven't been involved with that, maybe mint 1 X Walrus if you don't have big bags, just so you can get your ticket into potentially getting that. And then, Frozen Walrus is moving like it's supposed to. We're just going to continue pushing X Walrus, and we're waiting on Glacier to drive a little bit of demand, some extra utility. Of course, X Walrus will be able to be staked for some of the revenue of the trades and the fees in the Walrus ecosystem that's being traded on Glacier. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that, but it's really a waiting game right now, where the protocol kind of stands on its own. It's really dependent on the sentiment of the market and if people are risk on or risk off. And currently, people are risk off, so there's not a lot of liquidity moving in any DeFi markets right now. So we're just playing a waiting game, right? And that's okay. I mean, we're not going to have jam-packed weeks, week over week over week of new products. I mean, I feel like I've been killing myself trying to do that for the last 6 months, but realistically, it's okay just to vibe and let the protocol run itself. Eventually we can drive demand to Walrus, but it doesn't have to be today. What else do we have? Walrus English Club launched on Monday. Phase 2 launched, and I know that some people may be like, what? There's not a lot of mints. But you have to understand that there's been almost little to no advertising for Phase 2. There is some OTC buyers, but we are going to have to outreach. I did talk to Hydro Wells, and they do want to do something together. I think we're going to try and get a Twitter Spaces or something similar. But realistically, there's a couple avenues we can take if Phase 2 is becoming unsuccessful in continuing to raise capital. We could always just burn the remaining of the NFTs, and this is completely something that I'm just thinking of. It's not something that we may or may not do. It's just an option that we could just burn the rest of the NFTs, keep it to 2,500, and we are still producing money from KA3s and doing really big numbers. But we haven't seen that yet. We haven't even done marketing, so we don't know where the market is and if we can raise more funds. But it is an option, and I'll make that decision if we need to. But yeah, Sean, I'm sure, is working on some Twitter Spaces and getting involved with other parties in the NFT space. And we just have to keep pushing Walrus English Club. They're not fast mints. Nothing is a fast mint right now, unless you have like $40,000 of marketing to get it out there on TikTok and stuff like that. But yeah. Do you think that Binance is in any danger like the rest of the centralized exchanges, and what's your thoughts on CZ? Well, the thing is, they're starting to use Chainlink's proof of reserve, which is really cool. That's extremely important for the space to continue. That Chainlink is able to verify, but it's only 1 point of failure. We need multiple points for it to feel confident in my eyes. I'm sure they're doing some shady shit. All of these exchanges run just like hedge funds. They will do anything to get to the top of the market. CZ is no different. Binance seems like the strongest right now, but you never know what CZ's done behind the scenes. CZ had a villain arc a couple of years ago, and now he's supposed to be the savior, but it seems like he has good intentions for crypto and decentralization. So maybe he's a frenemy. But I think you're probably safer on Binance than some of the other ones right now. Binance and Coinbase are about the only two that I see even halfway coming out of this. But who knows? I'm not a fortune teller, and CZ keeps it close to his chest because none of it's regulated, so it doesn't really matter. We got any questions, Dylan? Maybe not.
Yep. Stargazer had a question. Are there any plans to make Walrus, and or Walrus Share available to deposit, borrow against on Vinium?
Would be great. Me and LB had talked about it. We have to work on our pairing and how we and how much liquidity we have and locking liquidity so that they're stable pairs. But it's been discussed. But they just now released Vinium. So we have to let them get, they haven't even had X Grape in there yet. They have to put their own stuff first. But yeah, of course, and similar to having them on Glacier and that platform and being able to boost each other up, it is something that we are for sure, trying to do. It would be great to be able to borrow against Walrus Share, X Walrus, or the likes of it. Maybe when X Walrus gets its detonator contract, we can discuss it even further because that would lock in liquidity, make it a little bit more stable. But we're just going to have to see. But yeah, the intention would be to get listed on there eventually. Would be really cool. So, what else? Is that all we got right now?
Yes.
All right. Let's see what else we can cover today. Yeah, we didn't have a jam-packed one this week because it wasn't really a jam-packed week. Let me see if I can think of some other things. Dylan, do you want to cover what you're doing so far? With you've got 2 different competitions going on. What
Yeah,
would you
I've
like?
got the World Cup guessing competition suggested by GDB. We've got 500 X Walrus as a prize on that. The World Cup has already started, so that one is just a waiting game to see who will win. Looks like GDB went through. Yep, he did. He's got all of your guesses wrote down. We may be able to do something more with that competition. The World Cup lasts for a while. We also started accepting Walrus for sports bets on the World Cup for individual matches. We're starting today's with England versus USA. The game starts in about an hour and 45 minutes. So if you want to bet on that game, just go to the Frozen Football I think that's how the Europeans say it. The soccer channel. I think so. And then come talk to me there. All bets will be paid in X Walrus as the prize. You pay in Walrus. I'm going to mint it into X Walrus to pay you out if you win. So, yeah, got some Vegas odds on that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Put that in here.
Yeah, and speaking of doing a little bit of gambling, we have partnered up with the AVAX house or the Phantom house or whatever you want to call it. We will be staking our Walrus share and X Walrus there. We'll make an official announcement here shortly, and we'll be the house. And then you can do coin flip and a couple other games and use your X Walrus and Walrus share to win up to 2% of the total house bet, which I think we have like 3,000 Walrus share that we're going to put in there, maybe a little bit less. I don't know yet. But you'll be able to bet using your X Walrus or Walrus share. So another utility, small one, but it is a utility. But yeah, that's really the main majority, unless you guys have questions, which hopefully you do. I knew this wasn't going to be a jam-packed one because we've just been kind of chilling this week. Not so savvy. How's your boy? I see you in the Discord chat. Thank you, Dorn.
He's had that sweater since, like, what, your freshman year of college?
Since I was 18, I got it in the Volcom store in New York.
I knew it. He's had that pucker for like 10 years.
Yeah. That's wrong. Look, that freaking hat left lines on my forehead.
Oof.
It's because it doesn't fit my big head. Better without the hat. Yeah, we'll start pushing some marketing for Walrus Anglers Club. Potentially some more marketing for Frozen Walrus.
As soon as the Glacier stuff gets designed, I'm gonna throw it on some shirts.
Oh man, that's terrible. Not so savvy. Just on pumps for his lungs. Like he has to be on like a. Might have asthma apparently. Man, that sucks. Yeah, 67%, guys. We are now at 261,000 Walrus burned. I don't know how much is in the contract. I'd have to go look, but I'm sure it's like 400,000. We're getting there. I think we need to get Walrus split up off of LP, and I think the way to do that is by doing a burn pit or something. But LP providers, we may reduce some of the Walrus LP providers to make it less incentivized. Until we get control of our supply, there's no reason to even have any kind of LP providers. At 75%, I'll put my house in. But yeah, that's the main thing we're battling right now. Is there's too much Walrus, not enough USDC. So I think we're gonna have to do something about the excess Walrus in the LP. And I think that means that we have to de-incentivize the LP pair for now. Once Glacier comes out, it's a different story. But I think that's the best thing is that we have to get people to say, I want to break my LP so that not only price volatility, but also because we just need less in supply. We need to burn more. We just need to keep going on the burn train because it does work. Um, as noted by Seifu this last week. I don't know if you saw that, but it went up 55x after dumping pretty hard. But that's because they had huge deflationary mechanisms. But I'm not here to brag on Seifu, so just saw that it happened.
Maybe Brian sold one of his purses.
Maybe put it all in the Seifu. That's big, big. But big. Man, we're gonna have a short one today because I just didn't have that much that I did this week.
Yeah, there's just wasn't a lot going on. It was a holiday week here in America. We had dinner or lunch yesterday with the family. We've got dinner tonight with the family. I think Austin's got another dinner tomorrow. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, yeah, I got a lot happening this week. But I still wanted to make sure that I made it. I haven't skipped a Friday yet, and I didn't want to this week.
Silly question. Where will the liquidity come from to pair X Walrus?
You all, and obviously the Treasury. God, my hair. Yeah, you all. Anybody that wants to pair because it'll be incentivized. Ethic. When will the APRs go up for Walrus USDC.ELP? First, they're going to go down to de-incentivize the LP pairing so that we can have more price volatility. But then they will go up once X Walrus has its own LP pair that we don't have to incentivize with Walrus share. So then you will see that Walrus will get all of those emissions back. Disco Chuck. I would definitely do something special for that. Once we get the Glacier logo out, he said, "What kind of incentive would someone get to be the first Frozen Walrus community member to get a Frozen Walrus logo tattoo?" I would definitely give out. I would give out like 5,000-6,000 X Walrus for that for sure.
But we want to make it clear our official stance is please don't get a walrus tattoo. No, we're not going to suggest anybody get it. Austin doesn't even have a tattoo.
Nah, man, you want to get a tattoo? Go ahead. Fuck it, dude. How about releasing the Walrus nodes? Yeah, we'll likely do that pretty soon, which will put an influx of Walrus into the market, which honestly is not that big a deal, but just let you all know once I release the nodes, there's going to be people that are just going to be like spite selling because I haven't released them yet. But, that's going to happen.
Where'd you see the node question?
No, Thrak, I won't be doing a Walrus single state. Unless it's a burn pit where it has like a burn feature going in and out of it. It will be done before Glacier. I assume in the next couple of weeks I'll release nodes. I want to address the other thing that I think his name was Brett came in. I think he's asked it a couple times. He asked about Beyond's wallet and because he was selling Walrus share. Like y'all need to understand is that like I give my team members Walrus share and I don't police them. All I ask is people don't dump. Y'all have to understand that Beyond a week in, OTC'd and bought a bunch of Walrus share and hadn't sold any of it for quite some time. He has liabilities and bills to pay. He's a grown person in the world, and I pay them in Walrus shares so that they can feed their families or do whatever else they want with it. Buy Bugatti, I don't know. But at the end of the day, like it would be unfair of me to say, hey, this is your salary. Thanks for doing all this work for me. Oh, but also don't sell this X, Y, and Z. That's really disingenuous of me. And if the protocol can't stand on it, of course, Walrus share has price appreciation in the future, but that's not up to us. I don't care what he spends it for. I don't care as long as he's not dumping it on the open market to aggressive degrees. It's a non-event to me. It may suck to some of you all to see selling, but like I pay him in that. Like it's unfair of me. Like he can't pay bills in Walrus share, sadly, yet. But that's something that like I don't understand. Like what am I supposed to do here? I don't have a treasury to pay him. This is what I'm able to offer is Walrus share emissions. He should be able to freely sell. So I wanted to address that. Uh, exactly, it's a free market. Do you need testers for Glacier? We may. We may in the future. So, are you planning on using Magic to offer a staking with burn function? Yes, that is exactly what I was planning on offering, Mr. C. You'd be able to stake your walrus. Putting it in gives maybe a small burn, and then taking it out gives a big burn. It would be something that is like a farm that's only offered through the front end of Magic, and you're able to. We'll point some walrus share emissions to it. But yeah, that's what we're thinking. So
Glacier will be out before this year.
Probably not. Probably not. Again, I don't know that for sure, but I'm definitely not going to state it now and try and beat the 1 year mark. I don't care if it's here or January. I mean, hopefully once we get the logo and everything, and we get the mapped out contracts, we are able to start moving a little bit faster and more efficiently. But it's right now just a waiting game, and so to say like this year, next year, whatever, any kind of deadlines, that would also be disingenuous of me to say because I just don't know where we'd be at, and I also don't want to rush it. We've seen the recent debacle with these contracts and how fucked they got on a BNB fork of Balancer, and I just don't. I don't want to be in that position, to be honest.
Yeah, we're full doxed, essentially.
What are your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Broccoli casserole. Really, all the fixings, all the sides. It's my go-to. I eat a lot.
Update
Uh,
on the miners.
yeah, we have no delays that have been told to us, so we still plan on getting our miners in late December. So there's been no delays on the KA3s. So hopefully everything goes as smoothly as they're making it seem we're going to. How important to the protocol that the team members all have beautiful heads of hair is not a requirement. No, it's not a requirement, but it is nice. Uh, I don't look for that though. No. Did you mention that you were bigger, heavier in the past? Think you gained any weight over the holiday? I don't really gain weight. You can ask Dylan. I was like a buck 25 when I graduated high school. Started working out, got pretty huge. Got up to like 165, and now I sit around 155. I can't gain anything other than muscle mass usually, and that's only if I'm working out. So
I
I don't.
fluctuate pretty heavy.
Yeah, I don't really gain weight. I can eat like crap all the time and not gain anything. My metabolism at 28 is pretty wild. Let's see. Hell yeah, my mom makes a mean green bean casserole with cheese. I literally ate a quarter of what she made for Thanksgiving, no leftovers for the day. Yeah, man. The best thing about Thanksgiving is the leftovers. I love eating somewhere and then like taking it back home and like stuffing my face later. Question: why don't you create your own mining pool and advertise Walrus and Glacier on it? What do you mean, crypto gamer? That sounds kind of interesting. What do you mean by that? Stuffing, Mr. C's for sure. like people where they can point their address and do shared pools. But we are going to have a dashboard for Walrus English Club. We're getting it built. You'll be the mining pool, and you mine on it too. That'd be really cool. Yeah, Ethic. I've tried consistently to gain weight, and without steroids, it's just not going to work. Not right now, anyway. My metabolism is just nuts. Which some people say is, "Oh, you're blessed," but it's like, nah, man. I'm trying to not fit through a door when I work out, and it don't
Trying to
work
be a
anymore.
monster.
I'm trying to fucking bend metal type shit, and I can't do that. Well, Crypto Gamer, we won't be using someone else's mining pool. We'll be using our own. Thanks, GDB.
GDB's about to go get fucking hammered watching England beat USA's ass.
Yeah, I don't watch anything about that. I don't. I'm not a sports guy, so.
Are we talking about LP Cadena with USDC?
No, I think he was talking about like actual mining pools, like how you can get on like a. Well, back in the day, there was like all kinds of mining pools you could get in for Bitcoin and stuff. Where if you don't have like a heavy processor or something to do the hash, you pull together, and then you get like a little piece of the rewards. It's USA's day to day. Didn't Japan have like a big upset?
Yeah, there's been a lot of upsets. Saudi Arabia upset Argentina. Yeah, it's been a week of upsets.
Well, what else we got, guys? I don't want to keep anybody on the holidays. I gave the updates that I have, and yeah, I don't want to stall it out for the sake of content. We went 33 minutes, a little shorter, but I'm happy to be here and answer any questions that you might have.
Let's talk 30.
Go back to it is Tusk Talk 30. Big 3-0. Go back to stuffing yourself, I guess. True that. This is my grandmother on my dad's side. This is her Thanksgiving dinner, and
The big one.
she's almost 80, or she might be 80 now.
I think
But
she's
man,
80.
that woman can cook.
Hell yeah.
She's been cooking the same shit for 28 years that I've been alive, and it's always delicious.
We'll have deer, turkey, ham, turtle, fried everything.
Yeah, Tava. I don't like that it doesn't let me do like a background with two people on it. Like it lets me like shift around, but it doesn't really do much other than that. Like I can do this one where Dylan's in the little one, or do this one where I make Dylan big, or do this one. But I can do this one and then put a background, I guess. Anyway, it's something that I'm working on. We'll see what happens. But yeah, those are my last words. Enjoy yourself. Have a good weekend, especially with it being Thanksgiving. There's no better time than now to do something positive and walk an old lady across the street. Go touch some grass and enjoy yourself and your family. Don't tell them to buy into crypto. Don't even talk about crypto with them. It's kind of a golden rule for me now is to try not to talk about it unless it's approached to me, which is becoming more prevalent. But what will really be bad is when the bull run returns and every family member is asking me to get in at 60,000 Bitcoin and stuff. So, yeah, enjoy your weekend. I hope everybody is having some good time. And like I said in my announcement, I am extremely thankful to be here. I'm extremely thankful to have you all as a community. And what we've built is something spectacular. We have one of the most active DeFi discords with very meaningful conversation. And I'm very thankful for each of you that still comes and involves yourself and tries to further the protocol. and it means a lot. So thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Yeah, enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next Friday. Hopefully, a more jam packed. Ask me anything for sure. We'll
I
get
think
it.
we'll have a lot on the table next week.
I think so. We at minimum we'll have logo and branding to talk about, so we can look at some stuff about the branding and also I think we'll also have our Discord. I think you'll all be invited to the Discord by then. So yeah, be ready for that. Other than that, guys, have a good weekend, and we will talk next Friday.